scientific rationale for tyranny has always been attractive to elites because it creates a convenient excuse for treating their fellow man as lower than animals.
Okay, here in this video, well, for a long time now, and I know what you just saw there, and that is true, you know, because for a long time now, I've been trying to tell you people that the way we treat each other, okay, you want to treat other people the exact way you don't want to be treated yourself, and unfortunately, that applies to most people in today's society, okay? Hate to say that, but unfortunately it does, okay? And what you just seen there at the beginning, well, that's true. That's what the global elite do. It makes a convenient excuse to treat people lower than an animal. That's right. So another human being treats another human being lower than they do an animal. And that's actually no lie, because I look around me, I see what's going on in society. We're showing you it happened again stories or happened again series because of the fact that, well, just how we treat each other. I mean, we have the ability, we're so smart and intelligent in today's world that we have the ability to create the person who kills us. Wow. Damn, that's smart. You know, and if that's smart, I'm glad to be dumb. I'll tell you that right now. If that's considered intelligence, then I am glad to be dumb. Because, see, this is just absolutely insane. But, see, this is what happens. History keeps replaying itself because people take their brains and they stick their brains up their butthole. Excuse my language, but that's what you do, okay? And you never pull your brains back out of your butthole, okay? You leave them there, ain't that right? You park them there forever because somebody else has got to do your thinking for you. Or you got to have your group think, or you got to do anything to go around the truth. Yes, right, you got to dodge the truth and hurry and run from it because you're scared of the truth. Yeah, the truth scares you. Because you've been brain raped into believing that lies is good. But just the same, what you're going to see that I'm putting together here for you, you've seen the first clip, I want you to remember this. You remember the military guy? You know, the guy that was over in Iraq, the guy that had to pull the kids out of that van, you know, where they shot up and killed the reporters, our troops, the terrorists of the United States of America, you know, the terrorist, us, the terrorist. We went over and we got in our helicopter and we flew over there and we shot and killed innocent people because we could, because we're terrorists, because that's what the United States is right now. We are the new Nazi Germany. We are the ones invading other countries. We are the ones killing innocent people just to kill them for political gain. It's like Kissinger said, you know, I think that was Kissinger that made that statement that military is useless. They're useless pawns for self-gain. I mean, you know, it's for their own gain. That's what they feel about the military. You're there to be used. You're a puppet. And this guy here, he proves that without a reasonable doubt because he had the ability to be a human being. That's right. He had emotions and feelings, and when he seen these children hurt and what he was seeing going on around him affected him personally because he's a human being. But it went against all the training they taught him in the military. That's right. It went against that training. That training was to teach you how to not be a human being. That training was to take all feelings and emotions out of you so that you won't care about another human being. Because they don't want you to care. Because if you care about other people, they couldn't get by with what they're doing. But that's all right. If you people don't get your heads out of your ass real soon, it's going to come back and slap you right in the face, okay? Because history replays itself one more time. But I want you to think about It Happened Again series that we've been running and all these news reports of domestic violence and all this stuff, okay? I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the way you're treating somebody else, okay? If you're treating somebody else the way you would like to be treated yourself, I applaud you. I really do. I congratulate you. I'd shake your hand. I'll be your best. I mean, I'm really happy with you, okay? But unfortunately, there's not many people doing that, is there? The majority of people, no. The majority of people want to dictate another person's life. Look at a relationship. Who wears the pants in the family? So in other words, who's the slave and who's not? That's right. Who is the dictator? Telling somebody else what to feel, what to think, what color to shit, the whole 9 yards. Because when you say, I wear the pants of my family, what you're really saying is I am a sick-in-the-head dictator who don't love anybody but myself, and I love to fucking boss and push and fucking tell another person what to think and do and feel and smell and the whole 9 yards, right? But anyhow. So, remember the little clip I showed you at the beginning. Then I want you to watch the rest of what I'm putting together. And I want you to see if your brain works, okay? If your brain works, then you should be able to register what I put together, and you should be able to place it in today's society and understand that we're only doing exactly what they want us to do. The eugenics program, Mr. Darwin, biology, natural selection, all eugenics. It's all about teaching people that they're better than somebody else. It's all about labeling another human being so that you can attack an innocent human being who's never done anything to you, so that you can attack them, so that you can kill them, so that you can destroy them, and then you call yourself an adult. See, that's the one thing that I'm not going to stop saying. The one epic fail that mankind has failed to do since the beginning of time. And that was to grow the fuck up. And that's no lie. Watch what I put together. Leave your comments and opinions. Next video, you'll have a good one.
The scientific rationale for tyranny has always been attractive to elites because it creates a convenient excuse for treating their fellow man as lower than animals. Robert Thomas Malthus, famous for saying that a mass food collapse would be helpful because it would wipe out the poor. His fictional scenario would later be called a Malthusian catastrophe. Malthus is important because his ideas led to the rise of a new scientific field that would dominate the course of human history for the next 200+ years. Charles Darwin, an admirer of the Malthusian catastrophe model, developed the theory of evolution, its chief tenet being the survival of the fittest. With the help of T.H. Huxley, known as Darwin's bulldog for his strong support of Darwin's theories were pushed into wide acceptance among key scientific circles throughout England and then the world. Darwin's cousin, Francis Galton, credited as the father of eugenics, saw an opportunity to advance mankind by taking the reins of Darwin's evolution theory and applied social principles to develop social Darwinism. The families Darwin, Galton, Huxley, and Wedgwood were so obsessed with their new social design theory that they pledged their families would only breed with each other. They falsely predicted that within only a few generations, they would produce supermen.
Was all over the front of me. Later that day when we returned to the FOB, forward operating base, everyone pretty much ignored what had happened. I couldn't. I went to my room to try to clean the children's blood from my uniform, fighting back tears from what I had seen. My emotions were taking over. The very thing that the Army taught us not to do in war, I was doing. My humanity and love for the human race was overcoming everything they taught me. My mind was reeling, the thoughts controlling every ounce of me. It was then I decided I needed to go see a mental health counselor. I went to a staff sergeant who was in my line and asked to speak with him. When I told him my feelings and how I was unable to deal properly in the Army sense with what I had just witnessed, his response was, "You need to suck that shit up. Quit being a pussy and get the sand out of your vagina. If you go to mental health, there will be repercussions like being charged with malingering." I couldn't believe that needing to talk to somebody could constitute a crime in the Army.
controversy, opinion, point of view. This is Prime News.
I'm Vinny Politan. Welcome to Prime News. A brutal attack in Washington, D.C. A man ambushed while waiting for a metro train in the middle of a crowd. He's attacked in public, and people pull out their cell phones. But guess what? No one calls 911 or runs to get help. Instead, they're standing around recording the attack while another human being is begging for someone to save them. They're sticking their cell phone cameras to see if they can get a good angle. Tonight, the victim of this brutal attack is speaking to Prime News. But first, let's listen to a clip of the video that's now all over the internet. Here with us tonight, former police detective Stacey Dietrich, clinical psychologist Wendy Walsh, and the victim of this horrible attack, Alan Haywood. Alan, let me start with you. How are you feeling tonight?
It gets a little better every day, thank you. Physically, I'm doing a lot better. The bruises are starting to fade. Mentally, the best word to describe is I'm just a little unstable. I'm okay, and then I'm crying, and then I'm angry, and back around the block again, but better every day, thanks.
Alan, as this is happening, you know that there's people around you. You're calling out for help. People have to see that you're being attacked here, yet people with their cell phones recording it instead of calling 911.
Yeah, that's distressing. And just to clarify a little bit, the video that was posted, that was from someone maybe 20 or 30 feet away who just happened to see it. And although it's distressing, I'm actually glad in an odd kind of way because that's the best evidence and the best way to find him at this point.
Sure.
But the closer ring of people with cell phones seemed to be part of the gang of people that were attacking me, and I almost think that might have been the purpose. I use that word loosely, but they all seem to be together, the ones hitting me, and there's a very close circle. You don't really see it clearly in the video, but there are 5 or 6 people right there hovering over him, and not just bystanders.
Yeah, we can see that in the video right now, and you can see where the highlight is. You can see the cell phone videos as they're recording all of that. This is quite troubling. Wendy Walsh, clinical psychologist. Okay, if some of those people may be part of the group, but there's a whole bunch of other people there who aren't part of this group who aren't helping. And, I'm not asking members of the public to jump in and try to break up a fight or stop an attack. That can be very dangerous, I understand. Some people do that. But at a minimum, call 911. Everyone's got a cell phone. Run to get help. Do something.
Vinny, this is a classic example of the bystander effect, and this is the bad news. What the bystander effect is, and it's been proven in social psychology setups all the time, is that the more people that are watching, the less likely chance that somebody's going to call 911. That's because of 2 really important psychological factors. One is called social influence. It means you look around the group and you see what they're doing. Even if the Spirit moves you in church, you don't get up and do a dance because that's not the social thing to do. So in the same way, you don't jump in to help if the whole group is sort of conforming to not do it. And the other thing is there's this diffusion of responsibility. Well, maybe he'll do it. Maybe she'll do it. Is it really my responsibility to do it? There's so many people here. Why me?
Yeah,
so
well,
that's
it's
how
all
the
of our
bystander effect
responsibilities.
works.
It's all of our...
Of course.